Hello loves and heartbeats, and welcome back to Life with CheKesha. It is your girl, and I am excited about today's Living Healthy at 50 video. So if you want to see what today's video has in store for you, keep watching. Alright love, so before I get into today's video, again, welcome and welcome back. I'm so glad that you have tuned in for another Living Healthy at 50 video. This is a video series that I have included to document my journey in regards to incorporating more plant-based foods into my diet, with the end goal of being completely plant-based. And on this journey, I want to share all the recipes that I am being inspired by from the YouTubers and Instagrammers and TikTokers that post all of these amazing recipes that make it possible for me to be able to try and share with you all. So if that's something that you think that you would like, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Click that subscribe button and that notification bell. That way you will always be notified anytime I upload a video. Alright loves and heartbeats. Today I am making something a little different. I'm not making an actual meal, but I am making something which is, in my opinion, a great summer snacker. Or if you want to make it a meal, you probably could. But it is a vegan ceviche, and I'm going to make a spicy version of that. The recipe that I'm going to be using today is from Dora's Kitchen. She is a YouTuber that I found when I was searching ceviche dishes to make. And I will leave a link to the video that I will be using, and hopefully you all can check that recipe out as well. Like I said from the start, most of these recipes aren't original by any means, but most of them are new to me. So I am always Google searching, YouTube searching, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. I am in the search engines trying to find new recipes that I can incorporate into this plant-based journey, and also trying to find easy meals, because y'all already know when you're trying something new, you don't want a lot of work. Also, when it's something that has a lot of ingredients, you also don't want to have a lot of prepping and cooking and all of that stuff, especially if you are a busy entrepreneur like myself. So in today's video, I am going to be using hearts of palm. Now, I've never, at least to my recollection, I've never had hearts of palm. The only thing that I know about palm is Palm Sunday, when they used to give you that dried piece of palm to, you know, put in your Bible or, you know, somewhere. Or, well, I always kept mine in my Bible, but whatever the case would be, that's the only palm that I know. And then, of course, you have your plants. Those are the only palms. So I've never consumed them to my recollection. So in today's video, the hearts of palm is going to be the actual substitution for the seafood that you would normally use. Most people would use like shrimp or crab meat in their ceviche. So let me stop talking and let's get to making this dish. Alright love, so we are in the kitchen. Everything has been prepped. The only thing that I need to do with you all is actually dice up the hearts of palm and do my fresh lime. And if y'all want to see me actually chopping stuff up, let me know in the comments. I just try to make everything simple and easy on me. Plus, you know, if you watch my vlogs are already long, so I try to not make my food videos as long, but still give you the meat and potatoes, well, the vegan meat and potatoes. So I'm gonna show you what I got. I've already drained them, but these ones are from Trader Joe's. These are the hearts of palm. These are like the little meat replacements that you would typically have in ceviche. And it's funny, they feel like the imitation crab meat that you would get. So we're gonna chop this up. Just wanna get my bowl over here. And you just want everything pretty much in bite-sized pieces. This particular piece is really big. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this in 4s. Like I told y'all, I've been watching a lot of plant-based videos, and for some reason, like vegan fish videos were coming up, and people use this to make their fish. They just kind of flatten it out, and now that I see it in real life, I can kind of see where they, you know, why they decided to use it. Of course, it probably don't taste like fish, but we're gonna find out in this ceviche. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just dice it up, cut it up, and this is 1 whole can. Really not sure how many servings, but something like this, especially entering into these spring, summer months, and it's warmer. A lot of us, I know, like with me, I'm not eating a lot of the heavier foods. One, because it's too hot to be in the kitchen cooking all of that stuff. And if I can't be on the grill making it, I don't want it. It's just having foods that are cooler and lighter is the, you know, it's the vibe. So we have this all diced up, and you can make it smaller as you want to. You can make the pieces as small, but traditionally, the ceviche dishes that I've had when I was, you know, going out would always be more so bite-sized pieces. So we're going to move this to the bowl. If you've ever gotten imitation crab meat, let me know in the comments, because if you've never had hearts of palm, that will give you the kind of feeling of what the texture is like. And again, I always say this, because I'm the only one that's eating this, I put my hands right in it, just to let y'all know. We have our hearts of palm, and now we're gonna dump our tomatoes in, and you want to take out the seeds in any of that white part, because you know sometimes the tomatoes have like the white palmy part, so you want to take that out. And this is just going to help it not make it so wet. I used a whole one of those big meat tomatoes, but it calls for like either 2 medium-sized tomatoes or 3 plum tomatoes. I mean, not plum, romaine tomatoes, I think. But anyway, like I said, the link will be below. We're going to add a half of red onion. Now, the recipe that I linked did not call for these, but in a lot of the other recipes, I saw the cucumbers, and I actually have had it with and without before. But y'all know I love a cucumber. So this is half of an English cucumber, and y'all know those are real long. It's probably a little less than half, and I cut the seed out. But even though they're seedless, they still can generate water from that little seed area. But yeah, we're gonna add that in. Now the recipe I follow calls for habaneros, but if you do not like spice, you can omit this part, and you can do like a green bell pepper, a red pepper, any kind of pepper, or no pepper. Because again, the fun of cooking at home, you can customize it and tailor it to your palate, as well as if you have particular allergies, alter it for that as well. Now the one thing that I realized I did not have was cilantro, and I did have some dried cilantro, but it had expired, and I just threw it away yesterday, and I kind of wish I would have saved it, because I just feel like the dried cilantro would give it a better look. But we're gonna do the paste. So the paste tells you the proportions of this. So the recipe calls for 1 tablespoon of chopped cilantro, but like I said, I don't have chopped cilantro, so we're gonna use this paste, in which I feel like it's still gonna do good because it has like little pieces of cilantro in here. Now this is also optional, but the recipe that I'm following calls for olive oil, and it calls for 3 tablespoons. So I'm gonna start off with just 2. Well, no, we're going to do 3. 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And I always like to roll my limes or my lemons or whatever citrus that I'm juicing, because it helps kind of pull the juice out some more. So it calls for, I think, 2 tablespoons. Yeah, it calls for 2 tablespoons of fresh lime juice. So I'm going to squeeze both and put it into this bowl here. And then whatever extra I have, I can just store. And again, I was yesterday years old when I found out that you put it this way. This way gives it a lot more, you get a lot more juice out of your citrus. Oh, this smells so good. So I feel like this is 2 tablespoons, so we're just gonna dump the whole thing in here. Now y'all know I'm a seasoning girl, but none of these recipes call for salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, so we gonna see. But it smells amazing, and it's definitely giving me like plant-based food. Oh my gosh. And I'm gonna keep it 100. These pastes have been a lifesaver because they've been doing what they're supposed to be doing. Now I know everything is like, you know, fresh, but also it's convenience. It was easy because sometimes, you know, you buy, like for me, I don't use certain herbs all the time, so it's like I end up buying them and then they go bad. So if I can get them in their dry form or now in a paste, I'm winning. Winning. And it's giving that cilantro texture to it. So I feel like, listen, what fresh cilantro? And because of my nails, I don't like doing the pinch, but typically a pinch is probably like 1/8 of a teaspoon, not a tablespoon, a teaspoon. So we're just gonna do some of that. We're going to do a pinch or 1/8 of a teaspoon of garlic powder. And to bring that onion flavor out, 1/8 of a teaspoon or a pinch of onion powder. So let's go ahead and mix all of that in. I feel like the olive oil is giving it somewhat of a more creamier texture. Not like potato salad creamy or chickpea salad creamy, but it's just giving it a more creamier, and it's binding all of the ingredients together versus without the oil, it would have been, you know, more free-flowing vegetables. And I think I like it better with olive oil. So now let's taste it with the seasonings. All right, so these are the chips that I am going to eat my ceviche with. This is going to be my fork. And these are the Truly tortilla chips. They are gluten-free and they have sea salt and lime juice on them. So it's going to definitely be a perfect pairing. This does have some protein, so that's good for all of us plant-based babes that need all the protein we can get. So I'm going to go ahead and plate this up. And then we're going to try the whole dish. Okay, so y'all, this looks so good. Look at the plating. All right, so before we dive into the ceviche or ceviche, tomatoes, I wanted to share my wine recommendation for this dish. So it has a couple of different ones that they recommend. One of the most common pairings is Sauvignon Blanc. So this will be the Sauvignon Blanc that I will be enjoying today with this dish. This is a total wine buy. The ABV on this is 12%, so it's going to give you a little bit of sweetness. And a little bit of acidity, but with the balancing of all of the food pairing together, I'm sure it's going to be a hit. So a couple of other things that they said that you can pair it with is sparkling wines. So if you love your Prosecco's, if you love your champagnes, and ladies, gents, there's a difference between Prosecco and sparkling wine and champagne. I'm just saying. But anything with some bubbles, but it highly suggests a sparkling wine. Because this is more of like a Spanish style dish, it recommends those type of flavors and varietals that pair well with these type of ingredients. So let's taste the ceviche, then we're going to taste it along with the Sauvignon Blanc. All right, let's dig in. And I've only had this with like a crostini or chips. I don't know what else you would serve it with, not unless you eat it by itself. But I enjoyed a lot with tortilla chips. So let's go ahead and take our first bite. This tastes really good. And I almost feel like I should have used the whole jalapeno. I actually only used the half because it was so big. But I could have used some extra spice. I love spice. That lime juice with the cucumbers. Oh my gosh, so fresh. Perfect for the first day of spring. Even though it still feels like winter here in Richmond. This wine smells so good. Perfection. This is perfect. And this wine has a little bit of effervescence to it. Basically, it's not a bubbly, but it's not, it's almost like carbonation a little bit. But this, with that, chef's kiss. And with the ingredients and the flavors, it almost gives the heart to palm like a seafood taste. No lie. Like, I told y'all, I don't lie to y'all. The acidity and that little bit of sweetness that comes on the back end with this wine and with this dish, definitely one of the better pairings that I've done on my own. The one thing about reviewing your food, you gotta make sure you check your teeth, baby. So if y'all ever see something in my teeth, that's just my dedication to show y'all how good this stuff is. But anyway, so I hope you enjoyed today's food option. I think it's a great introduction to the spring season. At the end of the day, it's super healthy. It has everything that you need in there with these tortilla chips with that extra kick of protein. It's giving you some of that protein that you need throughout your day. And just imagine like sitting in the backyard on your front porch, in your room, just chilling, snacking on this, and enjoying it with your favorite Sauvignon Blanc or sparkling wine. This is definitely a winner. And I do want to start also, since we are getting into those cooler months, incorporating some foods that aren't just meals, but things that you can snack on, because a lot of us are snackers, and that's why we wear sweatpants and yoga pants every day. So to have something that is still good, like I could realistically, on a day that I'm not super hungry, I could probably eat this as a late meal. But you know, I don't even know what category they would include this in, you know, an appetizer, but this is really, really good. And I can't wait to use more hearts of palms to make some additional things. Like, I'm really thinking about doing a lobster po' boy, and I think they use that for the ingredients, but I don't know. Y'all know I'm gonna Google search. I'm gonna search them search engines to find out. But let me know in the comments if you have tried the plant-based vegan ceviche, or if you are going to try it. I would be interested to hear your comments and what you think. And I would say if you don't really like lime, you could substitute lime juice. But if you don't like a lot of acidic taste, I still think it needs it. Maybe instead of doing 2 tablespoons, do 1. That would be my recommendation in regards to altering this. And real talk, these are pretty much similar ingredients to guacamole. So how about that? Because they do, some of the recipes, they did add avocados in it. But because avocados get mushy fast, I figured if I do the avocado, I'll just add it in so it can be nice and fresh. But anyway, that's enough rambling. If you enjoyed today's video and today's recipe, make sure you give this video a big old thumbs up. Click that subscribe button and that notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time I upload a new video on this channel that they call, or I call, Life with CheKesha. So remember, whether you are 50 or 60, 21 or 30, it's always imperative to live your healthiest life. Make those adjustments when need be. You know, I found out later in life all of these issues that I had that may have been avoided if I just would have had a healthier lifestyle. And aren't you worth the investment? So often we say, oh, eating healthy is too expensive, but we'll buy that Louis Vuitton bag that's trendy and we won't even use it next season. So how about do the same for yourself and do it every day and every day and every day. And before I go, y'all notice I got on brown? I feel like I'll be wearing gray tops in all of my Living Healthy at 50 videos. I'm representing the brown girls. I'm representing the earth, Mother Earth. Earth is brown, the dirt is brown. I'm eating food from the earth. I'm representing. Anyways, so again, click that thumbs up button, subscribe, and tap that notification bell so you will always be notified every time I upload a new video. So remember, it's always peace and goodies.